This little video today is not so much a how-to as a why. And I want to talk a little bit about search engine optimization, which is a topic a lot of people have heard about. A lot of people have tried, not really worked for them very well, and kind of think they should do it, but they don't really know why they do it. Well, when we open a store, we need traffic to that store. And we also need traffic that converts. So not only traffic going to our store, but people who are going to actually buy from us as well. And when we open the doors, nobody knows we're there. You know, we're not on Google. We're not. You know, how do people find us? So initially, when you open a store, you have to really drive paid traffic to that store. There's no two ways about it. If you don't, you just sit there with no traffic, unless you have a product that goes viral, or it's a niche that kind of everybody talks about and they find you, and you know you're real lucky. But for most of us selling boring stuff in a saturated market, we need to get that traffic. So that's why we go the advertising route. I think before you go that route, it's more important to have your store optimized, because otherwise you're just paying for people to go to your store, have a look through it, and they're not purchasing. So my take on that would be to get your store right. And I have a little saying of put a lot of thinking time in and not very much doing time. Unfortunately, most people do it the other way around. They crack straight on and get on with the doing and learn the lessons over time. But if you think about things, watch these videos, talk to people, look at competitors, look what they're doing, kind of learn the best practices for your store and build that into your store from day one. Before you take the wrappers off it and start selling, you should have a better conversion rate. So if it looks right, the trust symbols are there, the products are good, the imagery is nice imagery, the descriptions are good, the navigation is good, the checkout is nice and smooth. All of those things will get you a much better return on investment from day one if they are right. And there's stuff that doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to throw money at it to get those things. What you do need to do is to have open eyes and learn and kind of understand what they are and take that time to do it. So we need traffic to our store, and initially we have to pay for that traffic. But do you want your business to have a longevity to it? Do you want it to be a business that grows into a proper long-term sustainable business, you know, a very traditional business? Or do you want to get rich quick? You know, if you want the get rich quick, just go the Facebook ads route and don't think about anything else. You know, whatever the question is, the answer is Facebook ads, right? I'm not a believer to that. So I took a two-pronged approach that, yes, I had to go with adverts, and I hate that because it cost me money. But I also, from day one, wanted to optimize my store for search engines. Now, on day one, I knew I wasn't going to be on Google anywhere, because you're not. It takes a while to get indexed, and then you've got to fight your way up the rankings to a high ranking. But you've got to start somewhere, and if you don't start somewhere, in 6 months, 12 months time, you will not see the benefits of that. So I'm an advocate of a two-tier approach, really. Go in with ads, but also go in with as much optimization as you can. And if you put 1 hour a day into optimizing your store, in a year's time, you will put 365 hours into search engine optimization. Wow. And if you put a dollar figure on that, you know, $10, $20, $30 an hour, it's a lot of money, right? And SEO, really, on-page SEO, should we say, is a thing that you can do fairly easily yourself with a bit of thought and a bit of planning. And you can have a look at some of my other videos as to how to organize your collections and optimize your stores and the kind of technical things you need to do about that. But today I wanted to talk to you about the why, really. You'll talk to a lot of people who don't know anything about SEO, who just go the adverts route. They'll say SEO is not sustainable, it's shitty, you don't get the traffic, it doesn't convert, you know, yada yada yada. It doesn't scale is one that I'm hearing quite a lot of. It doesn't scale. Bullshit. If you've got a niche, let's say left-handed widgets, and you're selling those to a target audience, and maybe there's only 100,000 people that buy left-handed widgets. That's the total market size. Maybe 200,000, maybe 500,000. But at some point, that you're going to get saturated. You know, everyone who wants a left-handed widget's got one. And there's 100 guys out there also trying to sell left-handed widgets that are advertising to that. So your advertising becomes expensive, the market's saturated, and your niche runs out. So looking at some of my figures here, I sell lingerie. The reason I sold that is because everybody wants it. Women wear it, men buy it. So potential market is everybody. It's a repeat purchase, so you don't just buy one pair of pants and wear them for the rest of your life. You maybe buy 1 or 2 a month or something. So it's a repeat purchase. I've targeted the luxury end of the market, so it's not none of this free plus shipping bullshit. It's you pay a good price for the product and you pay good price for the shipping. And the quality of my site reflects that mentality. So I don't need to cut my throat. I don't need to discount. I don't need to trick people with fancy offers of, you know, buy this and I'll give it to you for nothing. I don't need any of those tactics. It's just buy what my product is. Commands a price, you want it, you pay it. Simple as that. So search engine wise, you can see here I got 10,600 organic searches a month. Now if you multiply that out, let's call that 120,000 organic visitors to my site every year. They are visitors I don't have to pay for. They cost me nothing. So yes, well, paid adverts might be a good idea. I've got 120,000 additional visitors to my store that cost me not one bean. The average I'll make out of that, I'll make about £200,000 out of those visitors over the course of a year. And that equates to maybe $300,000. So that's not $300,000 of revenue that my store has. It's $300,000 additional dollars of revenue that have cost me nothing to get. I haven't had to pay for the ads. The size of the market is infinitely scalable. To say SEO is not scalable is ridiculous. You can, you know, everybody that is Googling my niche of lingerie is a huge amount of people. I get traffic from all over the world. I'm hoping to take that organic search to probably 100,000. But if you look at it this way, if you start the process, you put money into optimizing your store organically, potentially, and my store is 18 months old, so potentially within 18 months you've got another $300,000 of revenue there that you've not had to pay for. So I'm not going to tell you not to do adverts paid. I'm going to tell you that you should do them, but also you should have an eye to organic. So you know, that's the main reason. Also, with organic search, it's basically paid advertising in reverse. That might sound a little weird, you know, what paid advertising in reverse? What's all that about? Well, with paid adverts, you have to go and find the person that is interested in your product. So you have to target the age, you have to target the demographic, you have to find interests, and you know all of these things, and build your advert up to go after some people. And you tend to take a shotgun approach. You know, fire a shotgun at them. You'll hit a few of them, and a few of them will make a purchase. And then when you understand that, you can go more down to bulleted approach, where you fire bullets at those people that are, you know, really your customer. And when you start the adverts approach, I found anyway, I didn't really understand who my customers were. I thought I did. I thought, you know, it's women. Women buy lingerie, right? And young women love lingerie. Wrong. It tends to be dirty old men that buy lingerie for their girlfriends, their wives, or whatever. People over a certain age, you know, over 35 to 55 is my key market, because they've got money. They're middle class people with a bit of money. They like nice things, you know. And I didn't realise that. But with SEO, the reverse is true. People search you out. They look for you. They absolutely look for you. And your job is to make sure that when they do look for you, or they look for your product, you pop up there going, hey, I got this product, we'll sell it to you. That's your job. So it's targeted adverts in reverse. So what you are trying to do with search engine optimization is to understand what people are looking for, and then you tailor your site to reflect that. So if people are looking for sexy lingerie, in my case, and they're Googling that, by changing some of the copy on my store to say sexy lingerie collection by Katie's, when people Google that, it will find my store. So that's what SEO is all about. It is about understanding what people look for, because they are searching out your products every single day. People are searching for your products. And it is tailoring your store so when they do, you come up as the person that is the go-to guy for those products. The benefit of that as well, when you apply that to paid advertising, is you better understand who is looking for your product. Now, with paid advertising, there's a lot of hit and miss. You have to kind of go down that route of firing some shotguns out there and seeing what sticks to understand who is looking for your product, who is interested in your product. With SEO, you learn it anyway. They give you that information because those people are interested in you. They search you out, they find you, and they go to your store. So all you need to do is to understand those people and then build up lookalikes, or reflect the language that they are using in their searches in your adverts, reflect the imagery that they're searching for in your adverts. By reflecting those organic searches into your adverts will perform better, because clearly you are appealing in language and imagery and in demographic to the sort of people that are looking to buy your product. So I think for the longevity of a store, it's a two-pronged approach. It's paid adverts and it is SEO. SEO, nothing will happen for 3 to 6 months, because it doesn't in the SEO world. It's like towing a brick with an elastic band. Nothing, and then it suddenly hits you in the back of the head when it kicks in. But you need that two-pronged approach. And I'll go and I'll have a look at my store in a little more detail just to show you the kind of truth of the matter, really. If I could go back to my dashboard. So the results of SEO are this. So this is the SEO results of my store. My Google positions: position 1, position 1, position 1, position 1, position 2, 3, 3, 3, 5, 6, 5, 7, 8. Anything less than position 10, you're on the first page of Google. Done, and your traffic will rocket. 33,000 hits a month for this term, 6,600 hits a month for this term, 40,500 hits a month for this term, and basically these are the terms that are delivering me that 10,000 hits. But with SEO, you optimize your terms, you kind of learn, and because it's a longer term game, it takes a while for things to kick in. So if we look down a little bit further, so these are terms I'm not ranking for at all. I'm not in the top 100 on Google. 27,000, 12,100, 14,800, 22,000. And what will happen over time is I will start ranking at fairly high positions, and I will work my way down the rankings, and eventually they'll be down here, position 1, 2, 3. An example is sexy underwear, which is a very generic term. I think I started at position 187 for that. And sexy lingerie, which is a real competitive term, I'm at position 5 for 40,500. I started at position 300 and something. So these terms over time, as your store gets dialed in and they work their way through the rankings, will work their way down here. And if we look outside the top 10, so anything outside 10 or above, look what's lurking here. 2,900, 4,400, 8,100, 14,000, 2,000, 18,000. All of these high value terms have made their way down, and they are just outside the top 10. And what will happen over the next few weeks is they'll increase a bit more, appear in the top 10, and then they'll go nuts. So my 10,000 hits will go to 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 in the coming months, because all of these additional volumes are working their way down into the top 10, and as soon as they get into the top 10, bang, traffic will go. So that's a little reason why you should do SEO. It's an as well as, not an instead of, but just a summary is it's free traffic, it's longer term traffic, it converts better. With an advert, somebody clicks on an ad, it's an impulse buy, it might be a £30 product, they click on it, they buy the product. With SEO, they're looking for that type of product. They tend to buy 2 or 3, or in my case, matching items. They'll buy a set of things. So the average order value tends to be higher. You are not fighting with bottom feeders who want something for nothing and haven't got any money. the natural search from SEO naturally matches your store's demographics. So if you sell $1,000 items and people are googling Rolexes, you know, they're naturally the people who have got the money to afford to buy a Rolex, whereas an advert might not be. So there's a whole load of good things for SEO. I would advise you to start a two-pronged strategy from day one. Adverts, optimize. Over time you will learn from SEO and you optimize your paid ads based on that learning curve, and to some degree you can do the reverse as well. You can optimize your SEO from your paid ads. Expect 12 to 18 months of work. It ain't going to come for nothing, and that work is your time. You know, your time, your effort can be free. You don't have to pay somebody to do it, but you do need a bit of drive and determination for it to work. 12 to 18 months, you can be, you know, where my store is, at those $200,000 to $300,000, you know, $300,000, £200,000 worth of business from organic every year, and that's in 18 months. So that's the power of SEO, the power of what I believe it can do for your store.